Good evening, everyone. This is a stretching tutorial I have decided to make for the Futuristic Light sponsorship. So a lot of my friends always ask me how to do certain moves or where I get all of my inspiration for my tech and stuff, and it's really just different variations of certain isolations that I've learned from my stretching. The most important things, the most important stretches that I feel are necessary to advance as a glover are wrist presses and extensions, finger presses and extensions, as well as different digiting styles. Now, wrist presses are probably the most advocated for stretch, and they're not really anything new, but they are definitely a basic that you don't want to miss out on. Not only do they help you get cleaner angles, especially the more you practice them and the further you hyperextend them, such as this, you get more clean 90-degree angles to work with your cuts. They also give you more whip rotation in your wrists, because you'll find that your muscles will eventually be able to rotate farther in one direction the more and more you stretch. And that gives you more variation in your whips, so you can do more with them, and it also gives you cleaner macro moves. So instead of being in your face when you're more out here with your whips or your tuts or whatever, you can do more with that and make them look cleaner. So I would definitely advocate doing that. I do them like this sometimes if I can't find a wall or a desk that I can easily access. But they're definitely better done against something solid like a wall or a table. And I would recommend doing them at least like 3 1-minute stretches a day at the beginning. And yes, your wrists will hurt, but it does go away after a while. You do get used to it, and it does definitely improve your gloving. As for finger presses and extensions, they do them the same way with your wrist presses and extensions. Just find something flat that you can comfortably stretch on. I, again, use my hands for this all the time because I'm usually standing at work or something. This angle is incredibly hard to get, so don't worry if you can't get it right away. But this definitely does increase your the cleanliness and independence of your moves, where you can for your for like your tech and your finger tuts and stuff, because it stretches these muscles right here, which will give you greater range of motion, meaning your finger rolls will be cleaner, your tech will be cleaner, and everything about it will just everything about your more micro moves, that's what I use to describe them, will be cleaner. And you get more variation with that, because obviously if you stretch them, you have more independence, you can go different places with them. The same thing with wrist presses. I would recommend doing them for like 3 sets of a minute each, sort of like a workout. And you can rotate them around with the wrist press exercises. So like do this for a minute, do this for a minute on both hands, obviously, like do something like this against the wall or a table, and then do something like this against the wall or a table. And then do your finger presses for a minute, your finger extensions for a minute, stuff like that. So sort of like a rotation workout, so you don't really go too hard on your wrists, because I know a lot of the times when I was starting out, I just did like 5 minutes of wrist presses in a day all at once, and my wrists were not happy wrists. As for digit stretches, really what you can do is, I would definitely recommend looking up Greg Irwin's Finger Fitness, because he goes way more in depth on a lot more stuff to do to help your independence and dexterity like that. But mostly what I would do is just practice one finger at a time, slowly, like this. Get your wave, get it going back, and then eventually you do it fast like this. I would also recommend doing it this way. Obviously I do not practice this one as much, and I should, but this is also very helpful. And you can also practice doing wrist extensions like this, not wrists, definitely just fingers. This gives you, this is probably better for more not advanced technical styles, but more advanced technical moves, because instead of just bending at like your wrists and your fingers, you're adding another digit in, which gives you more to keep track of and also more variation in your moves. So thank you for your time, and I hope that this tutorial has been helpful.